everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 624. We are at, no, episode 623, I'm sorry. We are that podcast talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
And I am Mako-chan.
And how is everybody doing tonight?
Eh.
That bad, that good?
I'm just friggin' tired.
I feel you on that one. At least you didn't lock yourself out of your own apartment.
Yeah, that's kind of crappy.
Yeah, so to quickly summarize before we get into the whole thing, I was putting the lock in the door and the key broke off in the lock. So I had to go outside and around and come into my apartment through the indoor. Basically go through the main house, go through down the basement stairs and go that way. I had to push on the door to I had to pull on the door to rip out the hook and eyelet, which I put back. I'm probably going to have to drill another hole to make sure it stays secure. Luckily, I have a replacement deadbolt I could put up on the door tonight, which would take me less than 20 minutes to do. So that's not so bad. So yeah, sorry we weren't here last week. Mako was sick. I got stuck on the train coming home because of the weather, and by the time I got home, my knee was really sore, and I just wanted to just put it up and ice it down. If you're probably wondering what
I'm also fairly certain y'all didn't want to listen to me talk by myself for however the hell long.
Well, I wasn't even going to do it by myself either, you know? For those of you who don't remember, I don't know if I mentioned, but I think since coming back from Japan, my knee has been acting up a little bit more, probably because of all the walking I did while I was there. So it's gotten a lot better now. I don't ice it and heat it as much as I used to. So I probably will be going in for a follow-up in a couple of weeks to see how things are going. I still wobble just a scotch going down the stairs, but going up the stairs is not so much. So it is what it is. And like I said, we do this for free. So if none of us can't make it, we're going to postpone for another week. So that's how we do it. So I hope you don't mind. But we did take some stuff from last week's show. We're going to roll it over to this week's and keep things going. So now that we got that out the way, just want you to know we are live tonight, week of March 5th, 2024, right here on Twitch TV. And to think, in less than 2 weeks, as somebody said, the sunset will begin at 8 o'clock.
I'm not looking forward to daylight savings time.
I think we have a bit of ways to go before that. I think once daylight savings kicks in, sundown will be sunset will be like.
Yeah, it's only going to go to 7.
Yeah, we got a bit of ways to go.
Yeah, we got until summer, like fully summer, for it to get to like the 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the 8:30 sunset's only for like 2 weeks anyway, if that. As soon as August comes down to a close and September starts rolling in, it starts going to like 7:30, 7 o'clock, you know? So, yeah. Anywho, you can always find us here from Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. This is the only streaming site you will find us at. Eventually, we'll be doing a simul stream to Facebook. As soon as I remember to flip that switch, will be available there as well. For those who don't want to watch on Twitch, you can watch us on Facebook. That is coming soon. And we're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And you can find them at VogNetwork.com. And they're also here on on Twitch. Twitch TV/VogNetwork. They kick things off Sundays at 8 p.m. with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And come hang out in our Discord, VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through, hang out, chat with us, leave some news. We'd like to hear you. We'd like to talk about it. And going to our chat room here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, Pod Culture says, DST blows. I like it when it gets darker earlier. The little hellion neighbors aren't out as much. No, I totally get that. in my neighborhood, it doesn't really matter. I just know that during the summer hours, when it's much warmer, the kids go outside and play all day, and they don't ask me. They don't come knocking on my door, roundabout asking me to turn on their TV. So I don't mind it. And Pop Culture says about the kids that are kicking the soccer ball into the back of his house. Bro, let me tell you, I had a an acrylic roof, like these heavy duty acrylic sheets outside in curves as a roof. It's only covering the stairs that are going down to my apartment. So what happened was a couple of summers ago, the kids for a while the kids had like a basketball hoop. Somebody in their infinite wisdom moved this hoop over to my stairs. And understand, the kids that come play basketball suck at playing basketball.
Hmm.
So when they would miss, the ball would bounce and hit my acrylic roof. And these are thick acrylic sheets. Eventually, they started to break. Basically, I don't have much of a roof left, and they moved the basketball court to the other side, the hoop. Now they play in the neighbor's yard. For the most part, it's not much of an issue. But when it rains, I get a little wet. When it snows, I get snowed in. This happened once. I opened the door and I was up to my knees in snow coming down the stairs. I'm just like, at least with the roof, I can get out and grab the shovel and kind of handle business. But it is what it is. So, it's fine. Eventually, we'll be out of here. So, doesn't matter. Anywho. So, now that we got all that greatness out of the way, we're going to go around the room with how was your week? How was your day? Ari.
Well, let's see. Last Monday, it was Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Last Monday, it was my birthday.
And in case we haven't said it before, happy birthday, happy belated birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. I did take off from work, and the day after I had to go to a doctor's appointment that I had to keep. But it turns out the doctor decided to call out that morning, so I didn't have any appointment to go to. And well, I pretty much wasted that PL day because it happened. Like, I got the message about it too late to say, hey, to call work back and say, hey, I can actually come in today. I don't have to piss away a PL.
Right.
But, well, yeah, that's how that happened. And, it's just been more of the same work stuff. And, well, yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot going on with me.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I know I lead a very dull and boring life.
I think we all do for the most part, or pretty decent life. I'm just like, well, I'm here now, so
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I did get press ganged into working a double shift on Sunday, and I ended up getting like 4 hours of sleep because of just how that was scheduled. And I had someone call out like at 10 o'clock at night right when I was leaving, so that was extra fun dealing with.
Not so bad. I get you about that. At least things can and will get better. That's all I gotta say.
Let's hope so.
Oh, Facebook, you raggedy bitch. I'm trying to re-edit my post for proper spacing and it won't let me. And I'm thinking something that I did when Facebook came back up. But no, another friend of mine's having the same issue making with his posts. So I'm just like, well, fuck. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
I did nothing.
Oh, you lazy sack of shit, you.
I mean, I'm trying to, think back for the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I did, normal shit around the house. I went to work. And then I came home and did normal shit around the house, and then I went to sleep. And yeah, so I'm trying to save up all of my peopling for con.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like hermiting until then.
Gotcha. But how are you feeling? Because I know you were out sick last week, so.
Um, I'm I'm doing better. It's allergy season.
Mm-hmm.
So this time of year my allergies get really bad. So I'm back on my, double dose of allergy meds, which
Right.
sort of seems to help.
Okay. That's good. All right. So my weekend day last week's been same work, hanging out. Like last week, as a week before last, friend of mine came down to visit, so we hung out for the weekend and and chilled. She's saying something about coming out this weekend. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, luckily I don't have anything really to do except edit some more photos. Which, by the way, all of my photo shoots are finally uploaded to my site. I just need to make the pages and put them out. So over the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing the cosplay shoots I've done over the last year. So I apologize for that. Also, I believe I have a bunch of convention videos I need to post and upload, and you'll be seeing those as well. So I appreciate that. So, um, I just been hanging out, organizing. Oh yeah, I finally got off my ass and set up my PlayStation 5. Now, looking back, it wasn't so bad setting it up. Now, when I got my Xbox Series X, first thing I did with my Xbox One, I plugged in the external drive and I did a data transfer, dumped everything to the drive. Cool. Cleaned it, shut it down, set it to wipe, which did not wipe because when Say and Yatin opened up their quote unquote brand new Xbox One, they swore I bought them a brand new console. They think it's kind of odd that console's at least 4 or 5 years old. I take good care of my stuff. I've learned that the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
And when they booted it up, my profile was still on there, so I just told them to wipe it and start fresh. So I hooked up my Series X, plugged in the external drive, and finish the data transfer. It took a couple of hours, but it was done. Restart it, done, perfect. I was even able to put my same wallpaper up. Now on PlayStation consoles, you can't have a custom wallpaper. Themes, sure. So I was going to do the same thing, but you can't do that. If you have an external drive, you can only transfer your saves. Fine. And they go, transfer your saves, log in, go into your gaming library, and re-download your games. It'll be faster that way. For someone who is on gigabit fiber, I can see that, but not so much. So I checked to see what the other options were. Network transfer. And I'm like, you mean to tell me I gotta have a separate TV for the PlayStation 4 so that both consoles see each other? See, I'm so used to working in a Windows environment where you have both computers up and they both see the shares, and eventually now you don't have to do that. And I wasn't thinking straight when I was dealing with this. All I had to do was tell the PS5, find the other console. It did. I hit the button to put it in rest mode, and it transferred everything. I had to do it 3 times because even after putting in the SSD, the NVMe drive, it didn't see it. It was only able to copy all of my stuff to the primary drive. And I'm just like, really? So on the main SSD, on the main NVMe, I have the main games I am playing right now, which is FF7 Rebirth, Horizon Zero Dawn, and a couple of others. I went back and did another data transfer of games and put it on the 2 terabyte drive, which is which is what it did, and it took a lot, and it was quicker. The external drive is plugged in, everything is fine. I wish that was kind of explained a little bit better to me, but sometimes being in IT, sometimes it can be a little bit too direct, a little bit too thorough. And as Bond006 says, too much work. It is, but at the same time, it's not. What I should have done was set up my console first, and once it was fully set up, then do the data transfer from that way. But I will say I have been playing FF7 Rebirth. I've taken some screenshots of Tifa's new outfit for a friend who cosplays Tifa, and now that she is wearing a cowboy outfit, spoiler or not, don't care. My friend lives in Texas, and she wears cowboy boots now. I think she's going to like the fact that Tifa is is a cowboy. I haven't even told her yet. I'm just going to tell her that. Wait for her response, then send her the screenshots. All right, now that we got that out the way, I'm going to get into a little bit of housekeeping here. Let's see, make sure that it goes through. All right, I saw the page refresh, so it didn't do that, so let's do it that way. Come on. Do it for me. Be nice. There we go. All right, so I want to let you know that the video podcast is available on our YouTube page on Thursdays at 12 noon. So you definitely want to check that out. This is perfect for those who aren't subscribed to our Twitch feed, our Twitch channel, whatever you want to call it. And this is perfect if you want to go back more than 2 weeks, a month, or a year. Because basically we have about almost 2 years of video podcasts available on our YouTube page. So definitely check that out at youtube.com/AnimeJamSession. And don't forget, our very first con of the year, the 2024 convention season for us, kicks off in less than 2 weeks. I already put in my time off. Have you put in your time off? We will be at... Awesome. We'll be at Zenkai Con... Say what?
Nope.
You're waiting till the last minute, aren't you?
No, they have me marked down, but because I was out for so long with COVID, I have to wait for my PTO to fill up enough for me to actually take the days. So my next pay period, which would be next week, I should be able to put in all 3 days.
Nice. Are you you're still taking that Monday off, right?
Yep.
All right, yeah. I put in for that Monday off too, so I'll just leave your house like Monday afternoon or something like that.
That's what I figured.
Yes. The UX75 says Sony complicates on transferring stuff. Oh, they complicate other things too, but we're not going to get into that just yet. But come hang out with us at ZenkaiCon at the Lancaster County Convention Center, March 21st. No. Hold on, don't tell me. I have it right here. March 22nd to the 24th. Come through, hang out, have a good time. I believe the Marriott is sold out, but there are a couple of rooms available outside of the room block. There's a Holiday Inn across a couple of blocks away where the gaming room is, which means I'm probably not going to be playing any video games this con weekend. I'm one of those where if the game room is basically a couple of further away in another hotel, I don't go over there.
Wait, so they're putting a game room at a different hotel?
Yeah, it's at the Holiday Inn.
Huh.
But there's free shuttle service.
Yes.
And the shuttle service is running constantly.
Yes.
So the shuttle service, I think, starts at noon or 11 and goes until 1:30.
Yep. It'll be a lot more faster and more dependable than the Anime Next shuttle.
That's not a high bar to get over.
Think the Holiday Inn is, I think, the next closest hotel.
It is.
So so it shouldn't be too much of a thing. But I don't see why you can't go over there.
Well, we'll see.
Bring your camera, because it's not like you would be videoing anything over there.
I would just go over there just to play a couple of rounds
and then come back.
I just go there and play a couple of rounds of DDR. That's it.
But yeah, so everything is going to be over there. They have LARP over there. They've got video game, tabletop, all of that.
Oh man, Christ! Now I got to rethink how I'm going to do the do my entire weekend.
You'll figure it out. We always figure it out one way or another. All right, now we got that out the way. We're gonna get into Geek Roundtable. All right, this is the part of the show where we talk about the geekier aspects of our weeks and what we've been up to. Take it away, Ari.
Well, with the day after my birthday, with nothing really to do, I decided to sit down and spend a day building this.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, this is a Corvette, a Lego Corvette, and it took about 6 hours to do all together.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me pop the. There we go. Yeah, there's the engine block inside. You can see the steering wheel on the inside. You know, it turns, and as well as the trunk in the back.
That looks pretty cool, dude.
Hang on, where's the? Well, I can most of the time dig it out with my finger, but there's also like a little. Oh, here it is. Little tab in the back where you can just open it up.
Put some spare.
Also, it came like two additional license plate pieces in the back. I just went with the generic Corvette logo on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it took about 6 hours to put together, and it's like the normal Lego people wouldn't fit in it. It'd be like a little toddler sitting in the front seat of a car.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, got that out in a day ish. Well, yeah, a whole day. So now all I got is the Tranquil Garden and the police box.
All right.
No,
Are we talking?
not the police box. The red telephone booth.
Okay, because I was gonna say, are we talking the TARDIS police box or?
Oh, if there was I'm fairly certain that there was a Lego TARDIS. Mako would be screaming it from the heavens, like to the heavens, and B, I would have gotten on it, but also been like $300 or something probably.
There is not a Lego TARDIS outside. There is a Lego TARDIS inside.
Wait, is there an actual Lego TARDIS kit?
There is a Lego Doctor Who kit.
Oh boy!
It is currently $324.
So my guess was pretty accurate.
It's that price because it was just so popular,
and it's out of print.
It only started out at like $80.
Oh.
Yeah.
And someone created a LED lighting kit to go with it too.
Yes, there is a lighting kit to go with it.
Yeah, a lot of these builds have third-party lighting kits for it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I also linked it in the chat, but I want to get this Ash and Pikachu build.
Hell, the Lego Dimensions kit for Doctor Who is going for like up as high as $80.
Yeah, I've
pretty
got
nice.
Do you have all of the Lego Dimensions sets, or are you missing any?
I'm actually missing quite a few.
Okay.
I have some of them still in my Amazon, but the prices fluctuate, and the ones that I really, really want are way too damn expensive.
Oh, okay.
I'm the same way with the Lego wind turbine, which they don't make anymore.
Yeah.
And well, that's expensive as fuck all too.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like retired, like plus this one actually lets you charge things with it.
Now that, my friend, is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we see here on Mako's screen, for those of you who are listening, she has the power.
I have the power. Yeah, so trying to get through all of the pops that I got between Christmas and my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the ones that I got from my cousin. It is the San Diego Comic Con Toy Tokyo exclusive from 2022. So it's very shiny. The sword actually is like that kind of clear glow kind of stuff. The entire outfit is just shiny metal looking, and yeah, he's very very fabulous looking.
It's like
Isn't he
if a
fabulous?
pop
Just
figurine was
saying.
made in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely, it looks like he's wearing, metal clothing because it's blue and it's like that shiny. So it looks like he's wearing mm, yeah, kind of like a chastity belt. That's what it looks like. It looks like he's wearing metal underwear.
Mm. All right. So let's see. I don't know if I mentioned this. I've caught up with Buddy Daddies. That was a great anime. I like how it ended. I would like to see a sequel series to it, but I don't think there's going to be one. I'll have to read a summary of the manga to find out what's happening with that and so forth. That's all fine and dandy. I started Jujutsu Kaisen, so I can catch up with that, so I can get a better insight on Nanami, who one of the characters I'm cosplaying at Zenkai this year. I've started on FF7 Rebirth. Originally I was going to go back and redo Remake and do the couple of side quests that I missed, but when you play it again, it doesn't allow you to do that. So I'm like, well, let me go in and max out my character, see if I can level up everybody to 50 before jumping into Remake, because I know levels going to get nerfed. No, you already start at a specific level when you start Rebirth. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So there's that.
Yeah, the only thing you get is the summons that you got in the first one.
Yeah, I cashed it. I put in the voucher for that. It didn't show up in my inventory yet because I think it's for Barrett. So the first chapter is basically Nibelheim, and Cloud is reflecting back, and it kind of splits off. I won't get into details about it later, but So there's that. So I'm looking into jumping back into that, playing that for at least an hour tonight before I have to go into work early tomorrow, because there's a presentation breakfast going on, and one of the senior techs asked me to come in early. So I'm like, sure, I don't mind the OT. But as we continue to go through my list of anime swag that I got from Japan, and again, the prices on this stuff was just simply amazing. So I couldn't resist to buy some of these. I mean, granted, the bulk of my stuff are Q-Poskets, either for me or for other people. I just couldn't beat the price, you could not. I mean, so it also didn't help that I think 2 of the figures I bought I had already pre-ordered, but it's okay. I gave those away as Christmas gifts to a couple of friends of mine, and they finally got them and they love it. So one of my favorite animes is Tokyo Revengers. One of my favorite characters in the show is Tada Kisaki. He is a villain. He is a petty, vindictive son of a bitch. If I can find his glasses frames, I would have another set of lenses done by him, done within those frames. So during my travels in Akihabara, I came across Teta Kisaki's Q-Posket.
Nice.
At first, I wasn't going to buy it because when you're in Akihabara, all right, you know how when you pass by the dollar stores, they have like the shelves out with all the items and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
In Akihabara, there are stores that do that. They put these shelves out, like garden shelves, and they just put merch out there, and it's cheap. Like this Q-Posket Teta Kisaki. Now you will probably end up having to pay anywhere between $20 and $30 online for this on retail stores. I paid 900 yen for this.
Not bad.
Wow.
And I think according to the current dollar to yen ratio, 300. I think I've paid $6 for this. I don't.
Yeah, $6.
I don't know. I think this has been opened, but because if it was unopened, it would say on there unopened. And what's interesting is people in Japan take a higher care of their figurines and so forth, which is why when you order them from like AmiAmi and other sites, they come double and triple wrapped. So which is why, granted, the bulk of the boxes of stuff that I bought. Stuff that was boxed, the boxes were bent and damaged. I didn't care because of the price that I paid. Now, if I had paid $30 for this, I would have been extra careful, and I tell you, I would have had less. I would have brought back less stuff. So that goes into the collection.
Honestly, Kisaki always gave me mid 2000s new metal vibes to him. Like you'd be in a off-brand Linkin Park kind of
I was
vibe
thinking the same thing.
Same brain cell, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just asking a friend if she tried that coffee that I sent her yet. Yeah, because he looked like he would be a lead singer for a band like that. I could see that. And Theo X75 says, yeah, folks in Japan are disciplined, taking care of stuff. And I will say this. Every person that I worked with or who took care, who served, they were really nice to me, and I was extra nice back, and I was very appreciative. I just loved the spirit of hospitality that I saw, and I try to apply that to work, but sometimes it doesn't kick in till after the second cup of coffee. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Somebody stole my coffee mug at work. It wasn't one of those anime mugs. It was a silver travel mug with a black handle and lid. So now, for a replacement, until I could find something on Redbubble or whatever, I brought in my Yohane mug. Let that disappear. I will ransack every single floor at my job till it is recovered. Or I will light a fire on the facilities to check the damn cameras. But I will say the benefits of the Yohane mug, I can add more milk, so I like that. So enough, we're done with that. So Pod Culture says no Luigi mug. Well, here's the thing. When I was at NBC, I actually had a Luigi mug. And I used to have that. The only reason why I don't have a Luigi mug at work is because we use Keurigs on 2 of the floors. The bottom floor has an espresso machine that makes normal coffee, but let's be real. Even if you tell it to brew normal coffee, it pulls like espresso. And because of how that mug usually holds not a lot, I don't want to spill coffee going in between floors, which is why I don't have it. When I was at NBC, all I had to do was walk in the back, and I was golden. But my friend Michelle went to Universal Studios, and she got me a cool Luigi tumbler and a brand new coffee mug, both from Super Nintendo World. That coffee mug is my weekend coffee, and the tumbler I drink out of for Tuesday nights when I'm having dinner. And Calliope says, Redbubble doesn't have any travel mugs anymore. They were discontinued. I was kind of hoping to find a nice, tall, fancy-esque mug that had Sailor Venus or Daisy on it. I will probably go trudging through there and see what I can find. If anything, I can see if I can find a large, blank mug. I know people will cry cuts, and I'm like, can you do this for me? I did come across a Sailor Moon mug, which was $15, $16. It comes with a spoon and a lid. And I'm just like, yeah. And Paco just suggested Etsy. I looked on Etsy. I really didn't find anything that I really wanted. To be fair, what I really want as a coffee mug at work, if you ever watch NCIS, and if you know the coffee mug, the travel cup, coffee cup that Gibbs would come in with, the typical Starbucks style cup. I want that as a reusable cup, either with Daisy's symbol on it, or it says, instead of saying Starbucks coffee, it says Sailor Venus coffee, something like that. they do have a Sailor Moon variant of that, and one of my friends, they actually have a hoodie that has the whole logo on it. That's kind of cool. I've seen the Venus one, but it was like years ago, but I never jumped on it and I couldn't find it ever since, but it is what it is. And as Pod Culture says, where the hell was Gibbs in Ducky's episode? I don't know. At least they made a mention, at least they made a nod to Abby. At least they did that. So we'll see what we can do and all that good stuff. So anywho, now that we got that out the way, and we've delayed many times over.
Yes, we are 40 minutes into this without covering anything.
Yeah,
yet.
we're going to kick into that. Oh, okay. Ari, tell them about WickDonald's.
Yeah, starting on February 26th, McDonald's is bringing WickDonald's to more than 30 markets around the world. McDonald's has collaborated with Japanese illustrator Aki Bright and animation house Studio Pierrot to create a WickDonald's universe. So they got the savory chili sauce, a neat combination of ginger, garlic, and soy sauce with a little bit of heat from chili flakes.
Mm-hmm.
They can order and pair with a 10-piece Wick Nuggets, which is just, chicken McNuggets. Aki Bright designed WickDonald's manga-inspired limited edition packaging featuring a WickDonald's crew it's got a whole, unique cast of characters. And what looks like a Japanese take on Mayor McCheese. I think one of them is a Domo Kashun in the back.
Mm.
And a Hamburglar if he was blonde. It also has its own website where it'll drop its first official 4 episodic anime shorts produced by Studio Pierrot starting on February 26th. Each anime short comes with manga chapters also drawn by Aki Bright. The anime shorts manga are easily accessible by scanning a code found on a WickDonald's bag. And there's a race to WickDonald's, a rivalry strong enough to stand the test of time as two heroes race to a McDonald's. Love from across the booth, 2 protagonists bonding over the WickDonald's sauce and nuggets. Wick Nuggets Space Frontier 3000. A team of WickDonald's pilots must protect the last Wick Nugget against an ominous force. And the wisdom of the sauce. 3 women are transferred to a distant land to unravel a mystery surrounding the elusive sauce before it's gone forever.
You know what? I really hope after this they keep WickDonald's going and have an open license so that any anime can use it as the official parody of McDonald's. I hope that happens. I don't expect it to, but it'd be nice.
It would be fun, yeah.
Yes.
Also, have either of you tried the chili sauce yet?
No. I mean,
I've not gotten to McDonald's.
Dang.
I may get up there this weekend.
I did have the sauce, and it's good. I'll give you that. Someone had said it tasted like a watered down ketchup, which was wrong. And when I tasted it, it kind of reminded me of the Szechuan sauce they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
All the screaming weebs about it.
Oh,
not screaming weebs, screaming neckbeards. My bad.
Yeah. A part of me wants to go, like Fridays. We have to fend for our own at work because they stopped doing catered lunches on Fridays during summer Fridays because we're only there a half day, and since then they kind of left it at that. So Fridays we kind of order our own stuff. I'm thinking about ordering from WickDonald's. A part of me kind of wants to go in anime style in the store and pick up something and leave. Actually, I think the closest thing
I'll do... dressed as Ranma.
No, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wear one of my anime masks. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll do that instead. And depending on the weather, anime mask, my hoodie, and an anime shirt. That's all. I'll do that instead. See, what do we have yet next? Oh, for some people, this is bad news. For me, I think it's good news, only because of because the genre of work that I am in. Two manga sites are now offline. So, Mako, tell them about that.
I will as soon as I've been given my hand back.
Which cat is it?
This would be Cassie.
Ah.
She is aggressively petting herself on my hand. And when I stop, she bites it so that I keep going. So two of the world's biggest manga piracy sites have recently gone dark as numerous hits to illegal websites and even social media leakers rocked the manga and anime industry. So over 200 sites went dark, but two in particular were among the world's biggest piracy sites for manga, which is manganilo.tv and mangakakalot.tv. According to the popular data analytics company SimilarWeb, which measures web traffic to a site, manganilo.tv had over 10.8 million visits in January 2024. Well, Manga Kakalot had double that with 20.3 million visits. Ow!
Oh, she wanted to remind you who was the primary in that relationship.
Her murder mittens hurt.
I was wondering what that I thought it was just one of you reacting to the news.
No, but she's like trying to eat my hand. So in addition to these sites, the popular anime torrent site animebytes.tv has also gone offline, with its operator stating that they do not know when service will be returned. Obviously, the common pattern is that they all end in .tv and are all registered with the Finnish domain registrar Sarek Oy. Sarek Oy is notable for its lack of any real attempt to shut down piracy sites, making it a popular destination for piracy, fraud, and scam sites.
Yep, because there are countries that have loose laws like that. So there you go.
So Sarek Oy was founded by Peter Sund, one of the founders of the Pirate Bay,
which is still going.
Yep. So while they don't exactly know why these sites have become and remain inaccessible, basically, it's just, I guess, something on the back end. I don't know, but they don't know how they've been brought down as of yet. At least as of the publishing of this. I'm pretty sure I read that one of the sites, I don't know if it was a manga site or an anime site, is back up under a different name, which is what's going to happen with all of these. They're just going to change the domain name and keep going.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the issue is the more that all of these streaming services break apart into separate things and raise their pricing and don't allow sharing, the more the industry out there is going to have to deal with all of the pirates again. It's gonna be a little bit crazy, and hopefully they will learn from this and start doing something to help out. But the fact that there are so damn many streaming sites out there now, it's getting a bit ridiculous, and nobody wants to have to drop $15 to $20 on a streaming site for one or two series. They'd just rather go and download them and then put their money down on a streaming site that they would use more.
Okay. Now, again, I get that. I see both sides of this. Now, thinking in a positive way, and I know this would never happen, if everybody were to stop pirating anime and start going to and start doing streaming services. With that type of money coming in, I could not see price rate hikes happening. I couldn't see it because all that money is coming in and you're able to successfully finance the back end for streaming and so forth. Because I'll tell you this now, from my understanding and my knowledge, streaming bandwidth is not cheap. So in that aspect, I do understand why the prices go up. And I get that.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but also, but
to bump up pricing for that.
Yeah.
But there are ways to be able to do a quote unquote family plan that does not have to be under one roof and allows you to be in multiple places for a fee.
Well, here's the thing. Splitting off the bandwidth is what makes it a little bit more expensive. And what a lot of people think, oh, a family plan, everybody is in the house playing or something like that, which I do get. But there are people who have extended families, you know, like here's something interesting. Let's say we're on a family plan. We're all living in the same house. That isn't a problem. Let's say this house has a second floor, its own internet and all that stuff. In a way, like I said, if we had a family plan on Netflix, Netflix would be like, this is not a family plan. You are somewhere else. Even though you're in the same house, but different networks, which is kind of crazy, but I get it. Now, here's my thing. I'm just saying, like, look at what Nintendo does with their family plans. I mean, granted, the price is a good deal for like what, 8 users for like $80 a year or something like that. It's probably not even that. I'm probably over exaggerating on the price. I don't remember off the top of my head. All I know is that's pretty damn good pricing for 8 people. That's like $10 a year per person. I mean, come on, we can all afford $10 a year. Just saying. Now, I said that what Netflix should have done, if you have that family plan and you have one person that's out of the house, just slap $1 on it. If you're paying $12.99 for a family plan and they detect somebody's outside outside the house and you want them to continue on there, just add $1. I mean, I wouldn't have any issues paying an extra $1 on my Netflix if y'all can stream it, you know? I wouldn't have a problem with that. But to pay much, much more, that's outlandish. Now, as you can see, streaming is not for the rich anymore, quote unquote, because everybody has an ad version of their streaming star, and it's basically half price. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that with ads it's $5, but without ads it's $10. I think it's a little bit too much. But on the same token, it's like, unlike quote unquote cable and internet, you don't need that service. You can always find your other ways to get a hold of it. But part of this issue is people pirate because they can. The majority of people do it because they can do it, not because they don't have access to it. The ones that don't have access to whatever it is, who want to download the episode, watch it, and delete it, to me, they're the real heroes. Not the ones who like, oh, I'm going to do it because I want to stick it to the man. All you're doing is making things a lot harder. Pod Culture says that penalizes kids from divorced families. Their devices bounce between houses. Yeah, so that means both parents got to have a streaming service or something like that. It's crazy. I mean, look at it this way. At least we're not in Australia. Their internet is way worse than ours. Way worse. Read up on the Australian NBN. You'll be like, what the. Now we're going to get into some sad news tonight. And, you know, I'm not much for sad news, but this person was a bit of a trailblazer, so we can't, you know, rule that out. What we're going to tell you about the founder of the very first anime club in North America. His name was Mark Merlino. He recently passed away on February 20th. He created what was called CFO, Cartoon Fantasy Online. One of my friends, Joe, was a part of one of the chapters of CFO. And they had, I think the Florida branch was called Seafood, or no. The Colorado branch was called Seafood, like Cartoon Fantasy Online of Denver, Seafood, something like that. So what happened was there was a GoFundMe to help pay for Merlino's hospice care. It was originally launched to help take care of that and his medical bills after he was hospitalized on December 23rd after suffering 3 microstrokes. The campaign later updated to say that he was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer, so it went to hospice care at that time. As I said, he is known as one of the co-founders of the first anime club in North America, the Cartoon Fantasy Organization. That's what I meant to say instead of online organization. You can find out more about this on the website dogpatch.press/2020/04/history-cartoon-fantasy-organization. I will post this link in our chat room at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. Definitely want to check that out if you want to know some anime history right there. Merlino had noted that Anime Historian founded the organization in Los Angeles in 1977. The organization went on to have other chapters across the United States. As I said, I mentioned the Denver chapter, and I think there's a couple of others that I know of, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But sadly, Patton passed away back in November 2018. What's also interesting is that Merlino is also known as one of the founders of the furry fandom, founding and organizing the yearly conference event. So, sad thing to hear about, but at least he's no longer in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm checking right now. Yeah, they went over the goal of 52,000, so it was at 59. So, and what's interesting is they had a celebration of life memorial for him. They're going to have one for him in the next couple of weeks, and they're going to have it virtually as well. I think that's pretty cool. That was really cool. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to jump back to, yes, as Pop Culture says, #fuck cancer. Goddamn right. So now we're going to jump back over to Crunchyroll. In a way, they have saved face. So,
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get the bad part out of the way, because this goes back to shit that Crunchyroll really probably shouldn't be doing. So so the president of Crunchyroll had an interview on the Verge's Decoder podcast on Monday. And confirmed a lot of things. One of the things that he confirmed is that the company is testing the use of generative AI on subtitling and closed captioning.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So the testing is an effort to quote unquote optimize their processes to allow them to release subtitles in more languages closer to the Japanese release date of seasonal anime episodes. So the company is also testing generative AI to assist users in personalizing their experience and discovering titles, and is testing AI in general for different workflows in the company. They have previously released poor quality subtitles, but that's on them for releasing it like that. The amount of work that will be taken because somebody's just going to play, one language and put it through a filter so another language comes out. You're going to come up with some really, really fucked up subtitles.
So you mean to tell me you've watched Chinese to English fan subs of Japanese anime?
Of course. Yeah, no, the thing is, when you are going through and watching a Japanese anime,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of words can be similar sounding, can be similarly spelt, and the meaning changes by the inflection. Um, a good example is kawaii.
Mm-hmm.
You say kawaii and it could mean cute. You say kawaii like kawaii, that means you're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And it's spelled the exact same way. And the only way that you know is because of how the inflection goes. And so for them to be testing AI on something like this, um, one, it's very iffy if it will actually pick up those inflections
Mm-hmm.
and pick up the subtlety in how a language is spoken. But also it, gets rid of a bunch of jobs for people that actually, need to
Ye-
sit down and do this shit.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
So yeah, I mean, not exactly a good thing, but we'll see what's going on. On the other side, also in this interview, um, they reveal that they are working to offer that they're working to offer um, a, I guess, compensation for those that have digital copies from Funimation Works that can't be brought over to Crunchyroll now that all of Funimation's stuff is going to Crunchyroll. So they are looking to compensate those at an appropriate value. However, Crunchyroll has not specified how exactly they're going to compensate users and what an appropriate value is for Funimation digital copies.
Oh yeah, that's ambiguous as all hell.
Uh,
No.
but again, these digital copies are part of home video releases through DVD and Blu-rays that are purchased. So the people still have the physical copies. They just don't have the digital copy. So you got to look at that as well. What is an appropriate value for what is essentially just a digital copy of something they already own? So, yeah, the Verge writer that did this attempted to test the stated policy.
Did you just say The Verge?
That's what it says, The Verge.
Shocked, quote unquote, shocked. Please.
Yeah, so they attempted to test what this policy would be. And stated the policy was with a free Funimation account containing digital copies of The Vision of Escaflowne and Steins Gate. The former is not available on Crunchyroll yet, and the latter requires a premium Crunchyroll subscription. So basically, the only thing received from that is the generic email apology. So basically, they have until Funimation shuts down, which is April 2nd, to figure out what they are going to be doing about this. In those circumstances as well, they did announce that the only price changes as of right now will be for the Funimation Legacy and annual subscriber. So basically, the legacy customers who remain on Funimation's cheaper subscription, even after following its price raises, they will be transitioned into the current Crunchyroll tiers. Now, Funimation, when all of this was going on, bumped up their pricing to match Crunchyroll's.
Mm-hmm.
so that it would make it easier. So the tiers right now are $7.99 for fan tier, $9.99 for mega fan tier, and $14.99 for ultimate fan. Crunchyroll didn't confirm if pricing for that stuff would be going up anytime soon, just that they don't have it planned right now. So for those that are in that grandfathered Funimation policy, I know that we had spoken about it because they were allowing something like 4 people to be on that legacy standing, which is like $5.99 or $4.99 or something like that.
Right.
So that will be probably bumped up to the $7.99 fan tier. But that is, at least that is a somewhat good thing coming out of all of this. Not that it sounds like there is a lot of good coming out of all of this.
Well, let me say this. I can understand using AI for subtitling, but I feel like it's kind of ass backwards. Yes, you have a team translating these titles, a different team for different languages. Sure, you can have AI do it, but then you still have to hire half that team to make sure that the translation is accurate or correct. And that's, in a way, that's double work. Now, using AI for the workflows behind the scenes to do stuff, okay, I'm cool with that. That falls under machine learning. I'm cool with that. Now, as for these vouchers, personally, I feel you don't deserve shit. You bought the box, you bought the titles, you have physical copies, you have a voucher for a free version. Now, I want you to think about this. This voucher allows you to watch the series, whatever episodes, at any time. Now, you're already in Crunchyroll. You've already merged, migrated, and all of that. And they're telling you that your digital copies are no longer valid. But yet, that same series is still streaming and you can watch it at any time. People have said you should get those digital copies because you paid for them. No, you didn't. You paid a flat price, whether it came with it or not. Like, for example, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is $70. I got the deluxe edition, which is $100. It comes with the game, an art book, and the soundtrack. I paid an extra $30 for the quote-unquote freebies. Now, let's say they came with a voucher for a digital copy I can view anytime or listen to it anytime, and then Square Enix says, oh, no more. I'd be upset about that because I paid $30 for those add-ons that came with that. Now, let's say the deluxe edition was $70. Same price as any standard next-gen video game. The art book is free. The CD soundtrack is free. The vouchers to view the art book online at any time or to listen to the soundtrack at any time, those vouchers are in there. Square Enix says, oh, we're cutting access. It was free. I can't complain. It was given to me. It was free. That's how I look at this, because you're complaining about something you have full access to. Yes, you can't watch My Hero Academia on Funimation anymore, the streaming ones of the first 2 seasons. But yet, you can flip right over to the Crunchyroll app and watch them at any given time. It's the same thing. Now that I think about it, there's all this hullabaloo about that for nothing. Now, as for the prices, again, this goes back, I think, to something we were discussing earlier about, streaming video and so forth. Yeah, streaming videos and streaming and bandwidth is not cheap. So that's why there's going to be a bit of a price upgrade to it. But yet, here we are, talking about how it's a little bit too pricey and people want to go back to square one and bootleg. We can't go back to that. Now, again, Crunchyroll, I can tell, is not the type to be like, oh, this account is streaming from 3 different IPs. They're not in the house. We're going to tell them they can't do it. I mean, if you're paying $15 a month and you have 3 streams and it's 3 separate houses, they're fine. They're not going to complain about it. I have a High Dive account. I pay $50 a year for it. I can watch from home. Mako can watch from her place, and Sin and I can watch from their place. That's fine. If this was Netflix, Netflix would have been like, can't do that. Well, I guess for now you can just do the ye old trade accounts, so you can save a few dollars. That's all. I'm sorry if I was a little bit too rough around it and stuff like that, but it is what it is. So now we're going to talk about something that we have discussed on this show a few times, and I saw bits and pieces of this firsthand. When people harass voice actors on social media. I mean, so what? You didn't like a certain character voicing your favorite character. So what if you didn't like how it sounded? Half the time, it's not even their fault. Yes, I have watched dubbed anime, and I know a lot of voice actors. Some of the stuff that they voice, I'm not the biggest fan of. Sure as hell ain't gonna harass them over it. No. My friendship or support of them is more important than anything else. But also what can happen through this, there are people who will say and make up lies about various voice actors and actresses for various reasons. And we're going to get into that. And I find this quite disgusting. And as referenced here, TheoX75 says in our chat room here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, Abby from The Last of Us Part 2, the actress. Yeah, I totally get that. That was, again, uncalled for,
Very much so.
Unless that voice actor asks me what I thought of the role, I would never sell. I would never. Absolutely not. I would love to tell Jeremy Lay that her voicing of Minako Sailor Venus was so good it reminded me of the original voice actress, which it does. I think to me that's like the biggest compliment I could give a voice actress, But anyhow. So what we're going to talk about is a voice actress known as Cristina Vee. She's done a lot of titles, a lot of characters. Most of you know her as Reihino, aka Sailor Mars, from Bishojo Senshi Sailor Moon. She's also Ladybug and Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Love that series.
I'm very finicky on French animations. The only French animations I will watch without giving it a second thought will be Code Lyoko and the 3rd season of Sonic X. I still haven't forgiven France for Highlander, the animated series. So what happened was...
There's also, I didn't know I had that fetish, the series.
What show is that?
Totally Spies.
I thought that show was a little bit too girly for me, which is why I never went near it. But I know people who cosplay from it, and it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was Cristina Vee basically deleted her Twitter account because of harassment after being falsely accused of being a Zionist. And I'm like, what? So what happened was a Twitter user by the name of Where Is Me Cake listed her as a bunch of other voice actors and actresses as Zionists. And that sparked a witch hunt. Given what's been going, given the reason why this is coming, given what's been going on in Israel right now, and that's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. We're not going to bring that up. This is not the time nor the place for it. So, because this person mentioned her as a Zionist, a witch hunt came out. So people were ready to drag, grab, shame, all of that. Now, what happened was this Twitter user, Where Is Me Cake, the claim was later proven false by the voice actress herself, as well as several fans who came to her defense with proof that she'd been supporting Palestine and participating in boycotts.
I hate people online.
Yes. Now, again, I feel that celebrities should not be getting involved in things like this, but I do understand there are times where they have no choice but to, because of what they're being asked by people or where they visit. And I get that. I totally get that, And as one person said on Twitter, Christina V was defending Israel from the jump. All attempts of fans trying to educate her failed. After months of radio silence, she finally comes to save her own ass, but never once denounces Zionism, which was totally a lie. There is a picture of her boycotting Starbucks, but that's just about it. But So she posted a thread announcing her departure from the platform due to the massive harassment and so forth. She thanked her fans who researched the false rumors and misinformation. The voice actress said that she will still be active on Instagram and TikTok, and don't be a dick there because she will block you. Don't do that shit. She also urged users not to further harass the people who created the original post, stating, everyone's feeling helpless and trying to do what they feel is right. Because the person who falsely accused her realized what happened and felt bad for it. So
also, the person who originally, accused her has suffered no repercussions for this.
Right. They're going to be like, oh, it's okay. No, it's really messed up. Again, this person did issue a post rescinding her name and made an apology stating, I deeply apologize for the mistake and I wish I could have known sooner.
Apology.
Yeah,
this was after the initial, that's not correct, and they went, sorry.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing where if I'm saying a voice actor is racist, if I'm saying so and so is a racist person, and I go on this tangent, and let's say a bunch of people prove that I'm incorrect, and I double down on it, and let's say down like not even 24 hours later, it comes to find out what I said was incorrect, and I go, oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean for this to happen. Now, that can be considered a sincere apology. But given that all the double downing that was done, not so much. What should have happened was, as soon as you said something and people came out of the woodwork to prove you're wrong, you should have said something right then and be like, oh, this is incorrect. I am sorry, And it seems that other people on Twitter have expressed their frustrations regarding what this original what's going on. Some have said there's not enough evidence to claim someone is a Zionist. And look, there are people who will straight up say, they'll say certain things like, well, I won't get into saying something about a particular former president, but that's a story for another time. That's kind of, some things like that are kind of obvious, but,
some people just straight up lie, and some people just straight up lie. That's all.
If you see,
and suffer nothing for it,
right? Because that's the world that we work in, Anywho, enough about that. We're going to get into some positive news, and then we're going to get in from Meanwhile in Japan. Ari, tell them about who's coming back to anime.
It's a Gundam.
Dun 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 dun. Dun.
So yeah, original Gundam franchise creator Yoshiyuki Tomino is heavily tipped for a return to anime after meeting with Akira Yasuda, an animator and character designer known for his work on anime titles like Code Geass.
Mm-hmm.
Yasuda revealed today he and Tomino held meetings recently in a post on Twitter stating, "Today from noon I had a meeting with Tomino for about 4 hours at Bandai Filmworks Studio One." BN Filmworks Studio One refers to one of the studios under Sunrise, the popular anime studio behind multiple hit works like Gundam, Cowboy Bebop, Code Geass, and Inuyasha. Yasuda's meeting adds to widespread speculation about Tomo's return, and he previously revealed Tomo had it summoned in for an unnamed project. Although the Gundam franchise hasn't marked its 45th anniversary in April 2024, Tomino's largely lacked direct involvement with modern installments, such as Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, the upcoming Gundam: Requiem for Vengeance, and Gundam Hathaway's Flash. It's currently unclear how involved he is in the Gundam live action, which recently got an update from one of its producers. While he is credited for directing the 5 recent Gundam Reconquista in G, that's a mouthful, compilation films between 2019 and 2022. These are largely rehashings of the TV series he wrote and directed from 2014 to 15. Many fans believe the new project happening at BN Filmworks is Himiko Yamato, which Tomino has previously highlighted as a project he is particularly focused on.
Cool. A little bit of old
So,
school
Kill 'Em All
in there.
Tomino's coming back to his. Oh, here we go. There's one more. There's a little bit more I forgot to read. Yasuda and Tomino's conversation isn't the only major move happening at BN. It was recently revealed that the popular studio 8-Bit, for the irregular Magic High School that Tama got reincarnated as a slime, Blue Lock, was made into a wholly owned subsidiary of BN Filmworks. This is an expansion of their previous arrangement since 2020, which saw the latter provided its stable production capabilities and contracts to support 8-Bit Animation's production. 8-Bit's management structure will remain as is its two partners focus on providing higher quality animation. And yes, the Gundam franchise was first launched in 1979 with Mobile Suit Gundam, and it's gone on to define the real robot genre, garnering adoring fans across generations.
I'm about that.
And
That's
an
kinda cool.
entire industry of model creators.
I think that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I just wonder if he does get involved with a new series or whatever, if it'll just be just as bloody as some of his other ones. I mean, granted, yeah, War is Hell is kind of the point of the Gundam franchise, but some people don't always get that point.
No, that is true. That is true. All right, now that we got that out the way, we're gonna get into the part of the show that you all really like to stick around and enjoy. Meanwhile in Japan, and I can tell you right now, I'm taking the last story.
I'll take the first one.
Okie dokie then.
I had a feeling if we let Mako-chan pick, she would have gone for the second story. That or the first one.
300-year-old Japanese festival that curses all who see it is permitted to be filmed for the first time. Let's see. The oldest recording of the spring this sleeping festival, Nemasuri, is from 1707. But even back then, it was stated that the origin of the festival is unknown, making it probably much older. The rituals for it have changed somewhat over the centuries, but essentially consists of Shinto priests and our others carrying something between Kobe Oniyashimeisha Shrine and Hisamaru Shrine on certain days that correspond to the Lunar New Year. About 10 people carry a sacred object in a box from Hisamaru to Oniyashimeisha and then back again. And it's about a quarter of a mile journey, but it still takes about half an hour to make it one way.
Okay.
There are also rituals held when the object leaves Hisamaru, arrives at Omiyashi Mesha, leaves on Omiyashi Mesha the next day, and returns to Hisamaru, as well as a final ritual to confirm the successful movement of the object. However, none of this should be seen by anyone, and that is the one detail the Sleeping Festival has hardly changed for centuries. In fact, the reason it's being called the Sleeping Festival is that when it's happening, everyone stays home and keeps their doors and windows shut, so it appears as if everyone is sleeping. The shrines even put up signs during the time of the festival to warn everyone not to come near this premises or even look in its general direction. It's because it said anyone who sets their eyes on the festival will meet with serious misfortune. So they've been doing Fire Festival for over 300 some odd years.
Okay.
Let's see. This is a very long article. Yeah, this is I can't imagine what their definition of misfortune would be, and how it pertains to modern day. Oh, the reason they wanted their Forbidden to View festival to finally be viewed is that its future is in jeopardy. Turns out when you forbid everyone from seeing your festival, no one knows what goes on in it. It's really hard to find new people to carry it on. So yeah, that's a nice little paradox they've got going for themselves. But hey, they're bringing it to a close for now, so it'll be interesting to see. Finally,
I think that's kind of cool.
I hate to bail early, but I have to step away for now.
No problem. We're coming down to the wire anyway, so it's all good in the hood. So, see you next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here for next week. That's for sure.
Sounds good. Talk to you then,
See you
brother.
guys later.
All right, later. And there we go. Back on the 2-play mode. All right, Mako, you're up next.
Yeah. So, there's a bittersweet moment for Skymark. Japan's first low-cost carrier, Skymark Airlines, is generally thought as an option for budget-minded travelers flying domestic routes. However, to those in the know, Skymark also has a reputation as the provider of one of Japan's most smile-inducing in-flight services, free Kit Kats. Started in 2016 when Skymark began providing passengers with complimentary Kit Kats along with a free cup of coffee or tea as part of their in-flight service. Not that it was some limited time seasonal flavor or anything like that. It was just classic chocolate, and it was, the mini size. But Japan being immensely fond of Kit Kats, most domestic flights only being an hour or less in length, it made a perfect snack to munch on while enjoying your beverage. They announced that its in-flight Kit Kat service will soon be ending. It actually ended March 1st. It's shuffling up in its in-cabin concessions, part of which involves discontinuing the free mini Kit Kats after the end of February. The airline's official Twitter account broke the news, and fans were quick to react with comments showing just how strongly associated Skymark and the snack had become. Whenever I hear Skymark, the first thing I think of is that it gives you a free Kit Kat. That always made me so happy, bummed that I won't be able to get one on the Skymark flight I have booked this summer. I've gotten so many Skymark Kit Kats over the years, thank you. I loved the Pikachu Kit Kat, which alludes to Skymark having a periodic collaboration with the Pokemon franchise, and as part of the partnership, Pikachu often appeared on the wrappers of the in-flight Kit Kats. So it was usually, flying Pikachu with a picture of the Pokemon planes. And even when Pikachu wasn't present, these Skymark Kit Kats frequently had festive little illustrations of famous sightseeing spots in the cities the carrier flies to and from.
That's cool.
So the statement doesn't include the reason why it's ending in-flight Kit Kats, but it's not hard to deduce. In Japan, Kit Kats are sold by Nestle, and back in 2016, at the same time that they started handing out the Kit Kats, they also started pouring free cups of Nescafe coffee.
Mm.
However, Nescafe will no longer be available in flight either starting March 1st, implying that Skymark and Nestle's working relationship has ended with the discontinuing of the complimentary Kit Kats. On the plus side, Skymark will be continuing to provide free in-flight coffee, now a house brand made in partnership with Japanese coffee maker UCC and green tea, and they'll also be offering complimentary apple juice. And while they won't be completely free, for just 100 yen, passengers can purchase bags of Ogisu balls or mini shiruko sandwiches made in Hyogo and Aichi prefectures.
I will say UCC coffee is pretty good, but I actually like Boss coffee a little bit more. Dotor is all right. Komeda's coffee is really good. I mean, I brought back 4 bags of that shit. Which reminds me, I was talking to a friend of mine and I asked her about the bag of coffee. She's halfway through it. She's like, it is so good. I'm just like, okay. I have to see if Rose can bring me back a few bags and I'll pay her. And the Georgia brand coffee, the Emerald Mountain canned coffee, oh, a perfect blend. That was delicious. All right, enough about coffee. We're gonna get into our last story, then we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. Because as you can see, we have gone over our allotted time. So what's gonna happen now? We're gonna tell you about is Japan's new ATMs. They're going to automatically play anti-fraud videos for people who are talking on their mobile phones. And I'm the type of person where I will not be on my phone while I'm trying to pull money from an ATM machine. One of the most problematic side effects of Japan's steadily aging population has been the proliferation of special fraud, known as tokushu sagi. This is a general term for scams that rely on cold calls to reach a large number of people, but now they're increasingly targeting seniors. It's basically the whole scam of somebody calling to be a family member that's in trouble and they need money and this and that, and they run out and do that. We've probably have seen videos about that, like computer scammers when they send you a bill for something you didn't subscribe, that you didn't order, and they tell you to go to the ATM, pull money, and or get gift cards and so forth. A lot of places have signs up saying, warning people about buying gift cards in bulk for that same exact reason. But because of how they're doing this, because of mobile phones and the fact that it's not fast enough to track numbers down or it's coming from a burner, it's hard for the police to find these thieves. So now Japan's National Police Agency has a plan. What they're going to do is they'll have an AI system in a security cam at an ATM, and it will analyze people that are using it. If they're seen using a mobile phone at the same time as they're using the ATM, a video warning will be played telling them this could be a scam, which I think is a really great idea. The video features Keita Takibana, a former member of the boy band W-Ins and current member of the National Police Agency's SOS 47 group of celebrities who raise awareness of special fraud. If its intended purpose is to be alarming, it does its job very well, with Takibana pointing a very enlarged finger at the viewer and telling them, warning, that phone call is fraud, hang up right now. He said that he hopes that this video will help stop people from becoming victims, but judging by the comments online, it might result in an increase of his fans using their phones at ATMs just to look at him. Comments such as, I hope special fraud will decrease with Keita-kun's wonderful video. Keita-kun is so cool. I hope special fraud goes down. He's so hot. His hand is so big. Well, now, to develop the system, the National Police Agency is currently working with the post office, which Japan is privatized and is also a bank. And that was cool. When I was in Japan, I could go to the post office, go to the ATM and pull money. Also, 7-Eleven, but 7-Eleven in Japan has its own banking network, okay? Not like the 7-Elevens here that participates as part of its own private banking network, banks, a whole 9 yards. It's unclear whether they're triggered by how they're being triggered by using it, and any ways they're using the phone or talking to them specifically. But Japan Post Bank ATMs across the country are expected to play this video, and those AI deems in danger of being defrauded sometime in the future. I wonder how good the AI is, though. A lot of the ATMs have phones attached to the hotlines to customer support in case there's a problem. So if you're talking to a bank employee because of a machine that ate your card, is this person going to suddenly shout, hang up right now, and point their big finger at you? Now, I will say this. A lot of ATMs have phones attached to the ATM. So if you're picking that up, calling customer service, I think ALC, there's a wire, there's a cable. This is a phone bank ATM. Whereas it's your cellular phone. Cedar Beery says in our chat room here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. Also, apparently 7-Eleven in Japan has a supermarket chain and not just konbini. That's totally something new. And I'll say this, konbini food is so good. So, Mako?
Yes?
Mind if I put you on the spot for a second?
Sure.
Let's say you walk into an ATM and you're talking on the phone, ATM, and you're pulling money. While this transaction happens, a video pops up of Jeremy Irons talking to you. How would you react?
I'd sit there and watch it.
Would you listen to what he says?
Well, yeah, because the whole thing with him is his voice. Whether or not it would register, that's another question.
Could you just imagine him, like, from Taken, like, I have a special set of skills that you need to know about fraudulent scams.
That would, yeah. I'm trying to think because you know it would be fucking Chris Pratt. That would be America's choice for having a voiceover do a video for that. It would be Chris Pratt.
If it was Chris Pratt, without giving away what I do for a living, all I have to say is, you're welcome.
Yeah, at that point, I would probably never, ever use a phone near an ATM just so I don't have to see his smug ass face.
Marco, let's be real. You would go back to this ATM every single time and be on your phone just to watch the video until someone ripped it online for you to download.
What, if it was Jeremy Irons?
Yes.
Probably. I mean, there are a couple of people that if they were the ones doing it, then I would go up to every ATM I could just to, with my phone, just so that they all started playing at the same time.
Fair enough.
I mean, can you imagine going into, like, the TD in New York City that has, like, 5 or 6 machines, and you walk in with your phone and all the machines start going at once?
You would need a moment. You'd be clutching pearls.
It would definitely be an interesting kind of thing.
Fair enough. All right, let me go ahead and cue up our outro track so we can get the hell up on out of here. On board. Go. I got intricate voice mod into this so we got proper sounds and so forth. So let me move back over here. Let's kick this up a notch. There we go. don't know why the delay is so long. So, anywho, if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're going to tell you how it is. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And while you're at it, don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find anime reviews, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, anime reviews, editorials, so much more, and then some at animejamsession.com. Check it out. And if you like listening to the show, please subscribe to our podcast. It is available anywhere where podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. So definitely check it out. And what's cool is some of these apps give you the opportunity to leave a review. So if you could, leave us a review. We'd like to know what you think if you can't drop an email on the fly like that. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all Anime Jam Session. Follow us on those so you know when we have new episodes, when brand new videos are going up, articles, so much more. And to everybody that follows us on these socials, thank you so much. We could not do the show without you. And don't forget that if you're participating with us right now, don't forget our tip jar is down below. You can click on our Stream Elements, Streamlabs, and Ko-Fi links if you want to send us a few dollars to show some support for the show. Or if you're participating with us, you can cheer us on with bits in the chat, or you can sub to the channel and give out gift subs. Every little bit counts, keeps the site and everything going. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I hate working on Fridays.
Say what?
I hate working Fridays.
My last words. Right after I edit all of this, I have to replace the deadbolt. Fun times. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Ari will be here. Hopefully Barry will be here. Mako will be here. I will be here. Will you be here? We hope you are. We like doing this, so we like to spend time with you, you know? So that's it. End of list. We're getting out of here. So I'm Ranma.
And I am Mako-chan.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Oh, Gamer Girl X popped in and said goodnight. Good night, Gamer Girl X. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!